Hello and welcome to the Pranayama Running video guidance series. I'm Lisa Ingalls, and in this series we're talking about common issues. The one we're talking about specifically in this video is something that I hear quite a bit from beginners, which is the problem of I can't breathe. So let's look at the common reasons why most people feel like it's very hard to breathe when they're doing pranayama running. So the first problem is a pretty obvious one, but might not seem so obvious if you've never tried nasal breathing before, and that is that you're simply going too hard. Most people start out pranayama running thinking that they can run or bike ride or walk or whatever activity they're choosing to do at the pace that they're normally used to going. But the problem is that they're not conditioned yet to be breathing only exclusively through the nose. So the first problem that most people encounter is that they're simply going too fast. They're going at too hard of an intensity. So of course the solution to that is really simple. It's just slow down. When you begin this practice, you really need to begin very gently and very slowly. And don't worry, because your body will adapt very quickly, and before you know it, you will be able to go at the pace that you were used to going, or that you're normally used to going. Let's look at the second problem, why most people feel like they can't breathe. And that problem is that your diaphragm, when you begin nasal breathing, just isn't strong enough. Most of us are used to breathing through our mouth and our nose. And what that does is, or what that means is that we haven't strengthened the diaphragm muscle, which is the internal mechanism which draws the air in as we breathe. When the diaphragm muscle is strong, we're able to draw in more than enough air through our nose when we're nasal breathing. So simply by the practice of nasal breathing over an extended period of time, while you're running, while you're cycling, while you're walking, or whatever activity it is that you do, you're going to strengthen the diaphragm muscle so that you are able to breathe in plenty of air. The other muscles that get stronger are the tiny little muscles between your rib cage called the intercostal muscles, which expand and contract as well when you're inhaling and exhaling. So the solution to this piece of the diaphragm not being strong enough is simply, again, to listen to the messages that your body is giving you and move from a place of comfort. In the practice of pranayama running, one of the main principles is that we always move from a place of comfort, not from a place of discomfort. And when we move from a place of comfort, our body will naturally open up into the practice and into the process of breathing. So be sure when you're beginning this practice and your diaphragm is still in that stage of beginning to gain strength, is to move from a place of comfort. Very important. And then the last reason why it might be hard to breathe for some people is because some people do have a deviated septum. Now, having a deviated septum doesn't by any means mean that you can't do the pranayama running practice or nasal breathe. You simply need to be patient and go a little bit slower at first. A deviated septum may cause a little more problems, breathing problems in the beginning than someone who doesn't have a deviated septum, but with time and with practice and with due diligence and commitment, you'll develop the strength in the diaphragm muscle, just as we talked about before in the previous solution, and you'll have plenty of strength in the internal breathing mechanism to get in plenty of air while breathing. And that's been my experience of coaching hundreds and hundreds of athletes over the past 10 years with this technique. So those are the three problems that are most likely to come up, that would be why it's hard for you to breathe in the beginning when you're using the pranayama running practice. I thank you so much for joining me in this guidance video series. If you want to learn more about pranayama running and get free lessons, please visit us at www pranayamarunning.com.